Welcome to my top 5 friendly SCP creatures. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. In the world of the SCP Foundation, most anomalies are very dangerous and can end the world or even the universe as we know it. But there are some anomalies that are actually beneficial and friendly. These 5 SCPs are some of my favorite friendly anomalous creatures. Starting with number 5, SCP-131, also known as the iPods. Now these little guys are teardrop in shape and about 1 foot in height, with one giant blue eye in the center of their bodies, and are referred to lovingly by the Foundation personnel as iPods. But their official designation is SCP-131-A and B. -A is orange in color, while -B is mustard yellow. At the base of each creature, there's a wheel-like protrusion that allows movement and can travel as quickly as a professional sprinter. Unfortunately, they don't seem to have brakes, and they wind up slamming into the wall or personnel, making for very amusing and cute incidences. These little guys are kind of like spiders too. They have the ability to climb up sheer walls, and on a few occasions have even gotten lost in the Foundation's air ducts. Their intelligence level seems to be on par with that of a common house cat, and they're extremely curious. Most of the time, they just wheel around watching Foundation personnel and taking peeks at safe-classed SCPs. They tend to communicate with each other using some sort of high-pitched babbling sound and have never been observed blinking. They respond very well to affection given to them and will bond very quickly to that person, very much like a puppy, and will follow them around, even into restricted areas. Even though these little guys are curious, they can sense danger, and if the person they're bonded to is going someplace dangerous, they'll zip around their feet babbling in a high-pitched tone as if to warn them. If they bond with you, just ignore them, and after a while they'll get bored with you and go off and find something else to do. SCP-131-A and B require no care from site staff, as they don't eat, sleep, or leave droppings. In the time that they've been with the Foundation, there's only been one notable incident that happened where they followed the cleaning crew into SCP-173's containment chamber. After their normal attempts to warn the cleaning crew of the dangers of going into the chamber were ignored, the creatures rushed into the containment chamber and sat in front of SCP-173 and stared at it until the cleaners finished, then proceeded to back away slowly while looking at it, as if they knew it could only move when being looked at. Because of these actions, site management has given serious thought to making them SCP-173's warden and protection for the cleaning staff. I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to have a pair of these little guys as pets. What do you guys think? SCP-208 appears to be a short man of Egyptian heritage, possessing a great deal of hair all over his body. Along his brow is a mane, similar to that of a lion, which grows down to his beard. He typically wears an Egyptian tunic very similar to old Egyptian military style. He has the anomalous ability to induce rapid cellular regeneration in life forms, so he can basically heal people. He does this by emitting some form of electromagnetic radiation from his body that expands in 4 dimensions instead of 3. Also, the radiation decays over distance in a fashion incompatible with the inverse square model, which all known electromagnetic waves decay in. Site personnel report that being near him gives them a feeling of well-being and ease, making him very popular with security staff. This radiation he emits also has the added side effect of warding off ill intent to the point of acting as a physical barrier to naturally malicious beings. SCP-208 is quite pleasant and friendly to site staff and enjoys the company of others. Due to this good behavior and willingness to cooperate, he has been permitted access to the most common areas within Site-17. He's known to the site staff as Bess and been given the task of working in the medical wing of Site-17 as an assistant, a position he seems to have fit into naturally. He also loves children and is very protective of them and considers them the innocent. He was first found by the Foundation in Egypt along the Nile River, while SCP agents began digging into sediment in the Nile Delta. A doctor found a foot sticking out of the riverbed. Further excavation revealed that it was connected to a great block of granite. SCP-208 was then exhumed from the stone after a researcher was surprised to discover that he was still alive. Based on its capabilities of sending waves in 4 dimensions and healing diseases telepathically, SCP-208 can certainly be called godlike. And if we research the name Bess, we find this is the name of an ancient Egyptian deity worshipped as a protector of households, mothers, and children. And the deity was often depicted wearing a soldier's tunic so as to appear ready to launch an attack on any approaching evil. And this certainly matches perfectly with his anomalous behavior. How awesome would it be to have the ability to heal people? SCP-343, nicknamed God by Foundation staff, is a seemingly old, raceless man, although his features differ depending on each observer. He was discovered walking in the streets of Prague and was detained after a staff member witnessed him disappear from the street and reappear on the roof of a nearby building. Luckily, he willingly allowed himself to be contained. His apparent ability would not allow for forceful containment. During interviews, he claims to be the creator of the universe. On one occasion, when asked to prove this claim, the entity walked through a wall of the containment chamber and returned seconds later with a hamburger in his hand. He has on many occasions changed the size and style of his containment chamber, depending on his current mood. SCP-343 greatly enjoys speaking with people and seems to have a knowledge of all topics. And due to his friendly nature and the knowledge gained from each questioning, visiting has been left open and is now a daily event for many staff. Researchers also report feeling generally happy after each visit. The Foundation has attempted to limit access to SCP-343 to Level 3 researchers and personnel and above, but all attempts have proven unsuccessful, as guards assigned to watch the room quit their posts saying, "You know he likes company." 343 claims to be the creator of the universe and has done plenty to prove his incredible powers. Despite allegedly being the almighty creator, 343 remains very humble and allows himself to be contained by mere mortals. Moreover, 343 is very friendly towards us and enjoys giving us his knowledge. SCP-3982 is an entity resembling a decomposing corpse. Portions of its body are comprised of living, non-human organic matter, including tree branches, mushrooms, and insect hives. SCP-3982's diet consists of decomposed plant matter, and it will consume it by either inserting it into its mouth or by absorbing it through its chest cavity. These food items include animal waste, decaying vegetable matter, corpses, and pollutants such as oil and radioactive waste. After feeding, will produce spores, fruits, and seeds of a wide variety of species from its body and scatter them as it travels. The entity will also occasionally lie down and become dormant for brief periods of time after a large meal. 3982 is capable of speech and has displayed fluency in every language utilized by researchers thus far. It possesses a docile, friendly, relatively unintelligent, and somewhat childlike personality, and has reacted to the presence of researchers with curiosity. Naturally, the entity was interviewed to help learn more about its origins. During the interview, it appears very friendly and reaches into its vegetation and offers the researchers an apple. The researchers then ask to describe itself. Instead, bees exit it and land on flowers on its back. SCP-3982 then asks if they can be friends. When inquired as to where it comes from, it said, "The glade." When asked what the glade is, he stands up and multiple unidentified birds emerge from its body, flying to other parts of the enclosure. The entity also says it was sent up here by a Baron and Lord Greywing. When asked to provide further details, SCP-3982 says, "Lord Greywing can fly with bird powers, and the Baron loves the plants and other things, and he loves me. So the Baron and Greywing did a plan. I went way up because Greywing got all the magic. Then I wasn't in the glade anymore. But when I was up here, and then I was eating up the super good man, when those guys said hi, and I said hi, and now I'm here, I have so many friends now." So we're left with the impression that SCP-3982 originates from below Earth, which explains its diet and natural ability to grow food on its body. SCP-999 is a 120-pound amorphous gelatinous mass of slime. It can change shape and size at will, though when addressed, it is roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter tall. Its surface consists of a thin, transparent membrane and is highly elastic, allowing it to flatten portions of its body. The rest of SCP-999's body is filled with a viscous orange substance of unknown chemical makeup. Subject's temperament is best described as playful and dog-like. When approached, SCP-999 will often react with overwhelming elation, slithering over to the nearest person and leaping upon them, hugging them with a pair of pseudopods, while nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod, all the while emitting a high-pitched gurgling noise. The surface of SCP-999 emits a pleasant odor that differs with each person that smells it. Some recorded scents include chocolate, fresh laundry, bacon, and roses. Simply touching 999 causes an immediate and mild euphoric reaction, which intensifies the longer someone is exposed to it and lasts long after separation. His favorite activity is tickle wrestling, often by completely enveloping a person from the neck down and tickling them until asked to stop. Some injuries may occur, but he has never purposefully harmed others and will immediately back away and begin gurgling in a manner similar to a whimpering dog, seemingly to apologize. While the creature will interact with anyone, it has a special interest in those who are unhappy or hurt. People suffering from depression or PTSD, for example, have been reported having a much more positive outlook on life after interacting with 999. In addition to its playful behavior, 999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets, with M&Ms and Necco wafers being its favorite. 999 seems to love all animals and is a vegetarian, refusing to eat any animal and risking its own life to save others, leaping in front of a person to take a bullet. Now that's what I call man's best friend. SCP-999 has also been tested against SCP-682, the hard-to-kill lizard, just to see how powerful its cheerful effect is. 682 immediately stomped on 999, completely flattening it immediately. Afterwards, 682 said it felt very good, and 999 began to ooze between its toes and tickle the monster, to which it laughed and repeatedly said the words, "Happy, happy," over and over again. When 999 was removed, however, 682 immediately reverted to being an aggressive asshole and killed the D-Class personnel and breached containment. SCP-999's friendliness is quite remarkable, and because of this, he's one of a very few SCPs allowed to roam around freely in the containment site. The possibility of manufacturing antidepressants from 999 slime is currently being researched. If this works, we can pretty much say goodbye to depression. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Raven.